Hi, my kindergarten friends, it's Mrs. Gorski, and today I'm going to be bringing you two games in one. The first game I'm going to be bringing you is Grab and Count with Compare, and then it's just going to be the game of Compare because we're going to be using all the materials necessary in order to play those two games. So with Grab and Count, you're going to need some cubes and 10 frames so you can compare what you are grabbing, and in order to figure out what we are grabbing, instead of grabbing it, we are going to be using cards in order to see what we're going to build. And this is actually the game physically that we'd be playing of Compare with just cards. So watch how we're going to do this. I'm going to pick two cards. My first card is going to be for my brown cubes, and my second card is going to be for my red cubes. So not only are we going to be comparing cubes, but we're also going to be comparing the actual cards as well. So we're going to be building visuals for them, and that's going to help with that grab and count. So the first number is going to be 3. So I'm going to use my brown cubes to build 3. 1, 2, 3. My second one, my red cubes, are going to be 10. So I'm going to use the cubes, and I'm going to be making 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have to compare now. When we want to compare numbers, we're usually going to see which number is greater versus which number is less or smaller. So in this case, I'm looking at red versus brown. My red is greater, it's bigger, it's more. When you're looking at these two 10 frames, the 10 fills the whole 10 frame up because I'm using the 10 cubes versus just my 3 cubes in this 10 frame. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to compare 2 more cards. So I'm going to be clearing off, putting these cards on the side, and making some new ones. So here we go. I have 2 and 0. Let's build my 2. 1, 2. Well, let's build our 0. Well, we built it already because 0 means nothing. So if you're looking and comparing, which number would be greater? Which number would be more? Obviously, 2, because 0 means nothing. So if you were playing the game Compare, which number would be more? Obviously, 2 would be more in this case. Let's do another one. Seven, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's build 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when we're looking, we're going to compare and see who has more. These are very close because they're very close. And when you're counting on a number line, you would say 6, 7, then 8. So they're right next to each other. So when you're looking between these two 10 frames, 8 has 1 extra. So 8 would be greater. 8 would be bigger or more. Let's clear these off. And let's make 2 more cards. We have 4 and 3. Let's build our 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's build our 3. 1, 2, 3. Now again, when you're counting, 3 and 4 are right next to each other when you're counting, so they're going to be very close. But when you're looking and comparing your 10 frames, you're going to see 4 has 1 extra. It has 1 more, so 4 would be greater. If you're comparing just the 2 cards, you would then see 4 is a bigger number. Let's try one or two more. Oh, this is perfect for us. We have 1 and 1. Let's build it. 1, 1. So sometimes even when you're comparing numbers, you could be comparing the same exact number. Could we say that one number is going to be greater than the other? No, because when they're exactly the same, they're equal. So one really isn't greater and the other really isn't less or smaller. So they would be equal. They would be the same. And that's okay. Let's try one more. Five and 6. Let's build our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's build our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now again, we seem to be picking a lot of cards that are right next to each other on a number line or when we're counting, which is totally fine. As long as they're different, you can compare them. You can see who's greater or who's less. So when we look at our 5 versus our 6, you can simply see on your 10 frame, 6 has 1 more. So therefore your 6 is greater than 5. 6 is bigger than 5. 6 is more than 5. So I hope you enjoyed this little activity and you could do this at home. Remember, when we talked about grab and count, you can do this with any kind of toys that you might have at home, any kind of materials that you could simply count that you have more than one of. So it's going to be fun. You can play this with anybody. You could even play it with a younger sibling that maybe you could be teaching them how to grab, count, and compare, of course. So have a great day, everybody, and I'll be talking to you soon.